Hello, my crafty friends. Today I'm sharing a sheet load of cards that I made using an older sheet load. This is the October 2019. And one of the things I really liked about this one is that it's a Z fold card. If you follow me, you know that Z folds are my very favorite type of fun fold to make. Now, as a design, the Z fold card that's been around for years, and I made them for years before the sheet load came out. But what I liked about this is you use 4 12 by 12 pattern papers and the yield is 8 cards. Now the sheet load of cards is a sketch and cutting guide that is provided by Alicia at Call Me Crafty Al, and it's free to subscribers of her YouTube channel. So every month, the first of the month, she debuts her sheet load. I usually print it off, and I'm so inspired I start creating so I can make birthday cards for my mom's old nursing home. However, today is January 8th, and this month I have some men in the family that have birthdays, and next month as well. So when I decided I was going to sit down and make a masculine birthday card, the January sheet load was sitting on my stamping table, so I went to put it in the drawer where all the other sheet loads are, and I thought, oh, I'll just have a quick flip, and I was inspired to make cards. So I did make 8 of the birthday cards, so I will have lots for the year, and I'll show you my cards, but I will also have a link to the October sheet load in either the description box below or on my blog, which will be in that description box below. So my cards usually start with the pattern paper, and that happened this time as well. This is an older pad. In fact, pretty much everything I used is older. I have no idea what's still available or not. I'm just going to show you what they are, because sometimes if you are really interested in getting something, seeing a visual of it will allow you to go search on eBay or wherever people buy older products that have been retired. So this one is from Recollections, and I love Southwest imagery. So when I had seen this as a hot buy, I was pretty excited. So I've got this pad, and I think there was another one out at the same time that a friend saw. My Michaels didn't have that one, but a friend saw it, and she knew how much I loved Southwest Images, and so she bought me the second paper pad. So that was kind of cool. All right, let me show you my cards. I'm just going to change the zoom a little bit here. So Z fold cards open like this. I have all of the 4 pattern papers. I cut into them quite often on an older paper pad. I'm using leftover bits and partial sheets, but for this one I went ahead and just pulled out 4 that I thought went together and made my cards with them. And the gold foiled patterned paper was included in that package, so that was kind of nice. And then for my design elements, I chose black glossy cardstock. Now, a trick if you don't have that, and I've seen Karen Burniston do this in her videos, and I think she got it from someone who attended one of her classes. But if you take regular black cardstock and lay a strip of clear packing tape on top and then do your die cutting, you can also get that black glossy cardstock look. So that was just kind of a fun little tip. And then I decided to keep all of my cards with a kind of a humorous sentiment. And you can't beat Riley and Company, their Funny Bones line for sentiments that will put a smile on your face. So that's what I did with these cards, and that just keeps them light and cheerful. So while the sketch does show the oval, which I did use, and I used stitched ovals from MFT Stamps, but many different companies have oval dies. And then I added the sentiment on top. So I actually did stick really close to the sketch on this one. And the cactus, so there are 2 of each. And this one has this sentiment inside, again from Riley and Company. And the cactus that I used is from Paper Rose. So it's the 2-part cactus. There's the pot, and then there's the cactus itself. And you can kind of slide it in and out of the pot and get different heights if you want. I've had it for a couple of years, and I do get a lot of use out of it. So that's those 2 cards there. This is also from Paper Rose, and I just thought it would be wonderful for silhouette cards, for masculine cards, and you can see how striking it looks on these ones here. That has the same sentiment on it. I think I chose 3 sentiments to use on the cards. Here's another funny sentiment, again from Riley and Company, their Funny Bones line. So there's those 2. And you can see how the cards have the same 4 papers, but in different places on the cards. That's the brilliance of the sheet loads, is how Alicia comes up with the formula for making that work. They're so good for multiple cards. Okay, the next one is the feathers. This one it seemed like it needed a little something something, so I got out my Nuvo drops and added those. It's stored for a while, so I have to shake it up really good. And then you add your little drops and then tap it with your hand. I actually smack it on my stamping table and that flattens them down. Then set it aside to dry overnight. And I'm terrible for smearing these things, thinking, well, I'll just open it and glue something in, and I smear them. So now I put those on and then I walk away and leave the craft room. It's kind of the last thing I will add. So there's the 2 feathers. And this one has this sentiment in it inside. The happy birthdays, most of them came from that little plastic Sizzix envelope that I've shown in a number of videos. I will just go into my craft room in an evening, just want to do something mindless, and I keep all my little paper strips, so I will just grab stamp sets that have happy birthday or celebrate, and I will stamp a bunch of those and put them in that envelope. So I have them ready to go. But for these ones, I stamped right on the oval, and I believe that's a Catherine Pooler stamp. Again, everything is linked on my blog. Not linked actually, but listed on my blog. So that's the feather, and those are quite a bit older. They are from Elizabeth Craft Designs, and they had come out with a release of kind of Southwest Images. So there's the arrows that I had bought, and then also the feathers, and I just love, love, love them. They haven't been available for a long time, but these in rainbows, yeah, really like the feathers. And then the final cards are the Horse Riding Trio. I thought this was a particularly good sentiment for horse riders. And that is a set that I waited a while for. It's from Divinity Designs. It's their Cowboys and Cactus silhouettes. Divinity Designs has a Blessings box, which is a monthly subscription. And this was one of the blessing boxes. And then they're only available to subscribers, but in a year, they become available for purchase. So I waited a year because I wasn't a subscriber. And as soon as they were released, I snapped them up. So I actually have gotten a fair bit of use out of this over the years, and I just love it. So there's my 8 masculine birthday cards. I'm pretty much set for the next couple of months for them. I like that there's kind of a funny sentiment inside, which should make the recipients grin and shake their heads, and that makes me happy. If you enjoyed my video, please hit that like button. It's always such a help to YouTubers. Subscribe to see more, and that's it for me today.